Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. Think of this as, well, your very own personal writing lab. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here because today we are setting out to seriously elevate our academic writing. You know, whether you're drafting a highly critical medical report, summarizing dense scientific research, or even advocating for social change, the way you structure your words literally determines your impact. So grab those mental notepads and let's transform your writing from just good to undeniably great. Let's dive right in.
For today's agenda, we've got a great lineup. 1. Parallelism, the balancing act. 2. Summarizing, distilling the truth. 3. Letters to the editor. And finally, 4. Your final assignment.
All right, Section 1, Parallelism, the balancing act. So the core concept here is beautifully simple. Parallelism, or parallel structure, is basically just an act of grammatical balancing. Related elements in your sentences, they have to follow the exact same grammatical form. Nouns match nouns, verbs match verbs, phrases match phrases. Same structure equals parallelism. Now, you might be wondering, why does this even matter? Well, it drastically improves readability and creates a natural rhythm. And in high-stakes environments, like medical and nursing documentation, it is absolutely crucial. Correct parallel structure reduces misinterpretation and, literally, improves patient safety. When things match, the human brain just processes them faster and with way fewer errors. Okay, so how do we actually build these perfectly balanced sentences? Our source gives us 4 highly actionable steps. First, identify the elements to match. What exactly is the list or the comparison you're making? Second, ensure consistent forms. Like if you start with an ing verb, you gotta keep using ing verbs. Third, use coordinating conjunctions correctly. Words like and, or, and but are basically the hinges connecting these equal structures. And fourth, check for balance. Read it out loud to yourself. Are the parts grammatically equal?
Let's treat this like a live grading session so you can really hear the difference. Listen to this incorrect example focusing on nouns. The doctor, nurse, and they discuss the treatment plan. Do you hear how clunky that is? It kind of trips you up, right? Now listen to the balanced correction. The doctor, the nurse, and the patient discuss the treatment plan. Smooth, professional, and crystal clear. We just match specific nouns across the board. And this perfectly illustrates what happens when we mix up verbs. Listen to this. The patient needs to rest, hydrating, and take their medication. We've got an infinitive, a gerund, and a base verb all fighting for attention. It's a total grammatical traffic jam. The correct version? The patient needs to rest, to hydrate, and to take their medication. By aligning them all as infinitives, the sentence instantly becomes more rhythmic and so much more authoritative. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that consistency fixes confusion. Take adjectives, for example. Incorrect. The symptoms were severe, persisted, and alarming. See, we suddenly threw a verb, persisted, into a list of adjectives. It completely ruins the clarity. But the correct version, the symptoms were severe, persistent, and alarming. Boom. The reader effortlessly absorbs those 3 traits without stumbling at all. We see the exact same powerful effect with adverbs. Incorrect. The nurse acted quickly, with efficiency, and carefully. That with efficiency completely breaks the pattern. The correction is just so much tighter. The nurse acted quickly, efficiently, and carefully. Notice those matching ly endings? Parallelism acts like an invisible guide, basically holding your reader's hand and walking them smoothly through your logic.
Let's look at one final nursing practice sentence to prove how much this improves the professionalism of medical charts. Incorrect. The nurse's duties include checking vital signs, recording history, and to administer injections. Oof, that last item really jars the reader. Correct. Checking vital signs, recording history, and administering injections. In academic and professional writing, this level of polish proves you have a really strong command over your language.
Moving right along to Section 2, Summarizing, distilling the truth. Let's get a clear definition on the table. Summarizing is writing a short, objective version of a long text in your own words, including only the main points. But here is the absolute most critical part of this definition. A summary must be objective. It has to be accurate, containing absolutely 0 personal opinions or criticism. You aren't a critic here, you're a reporter of facts, just distilling the original author's truth. To actually achieve that objectivity without drowning in details, our source lays out a rigorous 3-step academic process. Step 1, read properly. And no, that doesn't mean just reading it once. You scan for a general idea, do a careful second read to take notes, and then a third skim to confirm you've got it. Step 2, break the text into manageable sections. Step 3, put the original article away and write the summary in your own words. This forces you to actually process the concepts, not just parrot the phrasing.
Notice how a simple vocabulary upgrade can instantly elevate the tone of your summary. Seriously, don't settle for weak, general words when precision words exist. Instead of saying someone tried to understand feelings, use the precision word empathize. Instead of saying a company decided to make use of resources, say they decided to exploit resources. Upgrading to strong academic vocabulary makes your summary concise and incredibly authoritative.
Now, once you've written your summary, the work isn't quite over. This final checking stage is strictly non-negotiable. Step 1, read the article again to ensure you haven't missed any crucial points. Step 2 and 3, verify you didn't copy original sentences. We absolutely must avoid plagiarism. Keep the language different, but the meaning the same. And step 4, always confirm proper citations. Actually, our source highly recommends using a reliable plagiarism checker just to ensure absolute academic integrity. And the beauty of mastering this summarizing process is its universal application. The source materials gave us practice topics spanning from analyzing 1925 Germany land ownership to blood groups and tribes, to the physics of a science solenoid, to social decision-making. No matter how dense the topic, these exact strategies let you quickly synthesize and understand the core message.
All right, on to section 3, letters to the editor.
Let's step out of the classroom for a minute. A formal letter to the editor of a publication is an incredibly vital tool. The purpose is highly targeted. You are writing to express a well-founded opinion, complain formally about public issues, request action, or highlight severe social problems. This is exactly where your precise parallel sentences and your new summarizing skills become your greatest assets in the real world.
Because these letters are public and formal, they require a pretty rigid format template. Editors demand short, clear arguments. If you ramble, you simply won't get published. You need a standard heading with the date and publication info. Your intro has to grab attention and state the topic immediately. The middle is the meat of the letter. Explain the issue and give evidence. Finally, the conclusion briefly summarizes everything and ends politely.
Our source provides a highly relevant sample topic to illustrate this: corruption and bribery in municipal offices, causing systemic failure for the public. Treating this neutrally as a writing exercise, this topic perfectly models how to format a serious complaint. The writer needs to use clear parallelism to list the failures, like bribery being common, departments being inactive, and the public suffering. By structurally summarizing these grievances, the writer turns a broad social frustration into a focused, undeniable call to action.
And that brings us to section 4, your final assignment.
Class, as we wrap up today's explainer, let's just review the journey we've taken. We moved from the micro level, fixing grammatical imbalances to ensure patient safety, all the way to the macro level, summarizing complex physics and formally addressing public issues. Your words have an incredible power, but only if they are structured with intention. So I leave you with this final provocative question. How will you use your newly balanced, precise voice to impact the world around you? Whether in a clinic, a laboratory, or the public square, your audience is waiting to hear what you have to say. Keep writing clearly, keep balancing those sentences, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.